The tributes continue to pour in this morning, honoring the incredible life and legacy of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I'm going to take a live look at the growing memorial outside the Supreme Court for the woman who was a hero to so many. The sea of flowers wrapping around the block, Amy and George.
Yeah, beautiful sight there, Robin. And inside the court, Justice Ginsburg's chair draped in the traditional black, a tradition dating back at least as far as 1873. And then in her home state of New York, you see their landmarks lighting up in blue in her honor.
She grew up in Brooklyn. All this comes as voting has already begun in this presidential election. 43 days until the final votes in this fight to fill the Supreme Court, now dominating the presidential race. It could shape the court for generations. The stakes high, and protesters have gathered outside the Kentucky home of Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, hoping to block him from scheduling a Senate vote before the election. Our coverage starts with senior congressional correspondent Mary Bruce from Capitol Hill. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, George. Well, as the nation mourns the loss of Justice Ginsburg, Washington this morning is bracing for a monumental political fight that could have sweeping consequences for Americans' health care, religious freedoms, and abortion rights. Joe Biden over the weekend said that rushing to fill this seat would be, quote, an exercise in raw political power. But Republicans have made clear they are forging ahead, and the president intends to announce his pick in the coming days. This morning, President Trump is narrowing his choice, vowing to pick a woman to fill Justice Ginsburg's seat on the Supreme Court.
So we will uphold equal justice under the law for citizens of every race, color, religion, and creed. I will be putting forth a nominee next week. It will be a woman, a very talented, very brilliant woman.
Trump supporters making it clear they want him to move full steam ahead.
We're going to fill the seat. I love that show.
Sources tell ABC at the top of the president's shortlist, Judge Amy Coney Barrett, a devout Catholic. She's a favorite among religious conservatives. During her confirmation hearing to serve on the federal bench in 2017, she was pressed on her stance on Roe v. Wade.
The dogma lives loudly within you, and that's of concern.
It's never appropriate for a judge to impose that judge's personal convictions, whether they derive from faith or anywhere else on the law.
Also on the list, Deputy White House counsel Kate Todd and Cuban-American Judge Barbara Lagoa, who could help Trump win over Latino voters, especially in the crucial battleground state of Florida. The president, we've learned, is already in talks with Republican leader Mitch McConnell, who is promising President Trump's nominee will receive a vote on the floor of the United States Senate. It's a reversal from McConnell's position in 2016.
Let's let the American people decide.
He famously refused to even consider President Obama's pick to fill Justice Scalia's seat after he died in February of the election year. But McConnell insists this situation is different since Republicans now control both the Senate and the White House. In 2016, Republicans like Ted Cruz said a confirmation fight should not happen this close to an election.
For the last 80 years, the Senate has not confirmed any nominee nominated during an election year.
But now, going back on his word.
And I believe the right thing to do is for the Senate to take up this nomination and to confirm the nominee before Election Day.
Critics say it smacks of hypocrisy. Over the weekend, protesters gathering outside the Republican leader's house. But Democrats have very little power here. Their best hope to try and pressure a handful of key Republicans to break ranks. Joe Biden Sunday with a direct appeal.
Uphold your constitutional duty, your conscience. Let the people speak. Cool the flames that have been engulfing our country.
4 Republicans would have to side with Democrats to block a confirmation. Already 2, Susan Collins of Maine and Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, say this decision should be up to the next president. With just 121 days until inauguration, Democrats are now vowing to use every tool they have to try and delay this process, even possibly impeachment.
We have our options. We have arrows in our quiver that I'm not about to discuss right now. But the fact is, we have a big challenge in our country.
Now, all eyes here are now on a handful of key Republicans who could side with Democrats and oppose a confirmation. We are closely watching Mitt Romney, who, of course, voted to impeach the president earlier this year. Also, Chuck Grassley, the former chair of the Judiciary Committee, who previously said he doesn't think they should act on this during an election year. And Cory Gardner, who is up for re-election in Colorado and for whom a vote on this before the election might be a political risk. Robin.
We'll see. All right, Mary, thank you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.